Ethics, a short introduction. Robert G. Olson. Random House, New York. Copyright 1978. I've already saved a few pages here. Page 85. The tyranny of the majority. According to the first majority criticism, there is no reason... Sorry, I cannot be smoking with my cats in here. According to the first majority criticism, there is no reason to believe that the majority governments do not do any more to promote the welfare of society as a whole than kings, aristocrats, or other minority groups that have held powers of government. In fact, according to a number of thinkers, there is a reason to suppose that popular majorities do even less. John Stuart Mill, although he was a staunch supporter of democracy, pointed out that the tyranny of the majority can be just as oppressive as the tyranny of a few. As we just saw, powerless minority groups such as slaves have often had to submit to oppression by democratic majorities. And according to Plato and Nietzsche, any minority distinguished by intelligence, talent, or moral excellence can expect to be treated shabbily by the majority. For the majority is by definition average or mediocre and will naturally resent those who are superior in any way. It might be countered here that although majorities may treat minorities badly, at least they will pursue their own interest, and certainly it is better that the majority oppress a minority than vice versa. But even the claim that the majority will pursue its own interest has been sharply disputed. Critics of democracy since Plato have repeatedly insisted that majority has neither intelligence nor the knowledge to appreciate its own true interests. This argument is often said to be particularly strong in today's highly technological societies where political decisions are apparently even more complex than in the past. Furthermore, if the majority did know its own interests, the critics say that it could not be expected to act accordingly. The majority, like a child, seeks immediate gratification, not in true well-being. For example, consider that in many poorer countries of the world there is almost no hope of substantial economic development without an immediate sacrifice of consumer goods such as food, clothes, and housing in favor of capital goods such as factories, farms, machinery, and schools, from which the population can expect to benefit only in the distant future. How many majorities, it is asked, would vote for such sacrifices? Let's just skip down to that. Second, Thomas Jefferson and others have argued that the weaknesses of majority rule may be remedied through mass education. For even if the masses cannot be taught to make complex decisions themselves, then they can be educated to serve well enough in their role as voters. You speed reader too? Factionalism. The second major criticism of democracy also goes back to Plato. In the 20th century, it has been most often voiced by fascists such as Mussolini and Hitler. According to this criticism, in the absence of a strong leader or elite group with dictatorial powers, society breaks up into many different centers of power, conflicting interest groups or factions, each of which is singly minded, dedicated to its own goals without regard for the common good. Democracy therefore means chronic instability and neglect of basic national problems. In effect, the criticism denies practicability of Jefferson's ideal of an enlightened public supporting able, public-minded leaders Alright, here's a little sample.